It's us. We are ready to go.
Yes,
with the exception of Richard, who's texting someone and not paying attention.
I'm always paying
This
attention.
toward me so that, yeah, there we go. Okay.
I was texting the show. I was like, yeah, I'm watching the show, everybody.
Oh, look, there's the Star Tours.
Yes,
picture.
it is.
Nice. Oh, I didn't see you did that.
Yeah.
That's very nice.
After last week, that was one of our pieces of swag we got for covering Forces of Destiny.
No,
hey,
Season of the Force.
Forces of Destiny. What am I thinking? Hey, Anthony, Mark. Hey, Anthony, we're going to give a little bit of a review to the Dr. Z show. Mm-hmm. So please hang around.
And you know what? I'm going to share that we're live right now.
Okay.
So
then I just wrote out a whole big synopsis of the show with a review. That'll be going out tomorrow or the next day.
Awesome.
I think it was you who said you wanted to see a review. So I thought, okay, since Anthony Mark is a good supporter, I will do that for you.
Oh, and you're working on it right now.
Yes, I was on the last paragraph, and then Sarah pulled me away and said, "Stop texting me." What?
I'm sorry. What was that? How do I sound?
I didn't think you were listening. See, I didn't think you were listening. Okay. And then look.
I was sharing. Yes.
Let's go over here to
Hi,
Kelly. Hey. I distracted you with Kelly.
Yes.
All right.
Oh, hey. And we've got Glenn as well. Hi, Glenn.
Hey, Glenn.
Awesome. Thanks for letting us know towards the end of the show. We'll be able to do that. Ooh, and look, everyone's coming in.
So
glad, Courtney.
Glad that you told us now, Glenn. Whereas before we were just signing off, and you said, "I got things you want to share." Yeah.
Also on this episode, and I don't have it in our little tagline, but Courtney and Kelly just finished a trip on a Disney cruise. So they're going to come on and share a little bit about that a little later.
Whoa.
But first of all, this is our Things We Want to Share episode. It used to be on our regular Skywalking Through Neverland show podcast episode, but then the podcast episodes would get so long and be about so totally different things. So now we get to do this as a live stream and talk with you all and really banter. So we love your comments, everyone. If you want to share comments, we love them. We like to incorporate you into the show. And every week it's a little different. And this week, Richard, you and I did something last night that proved that we can actually spend some time apart. So, Richard,
you got a little separation anxiety, but you know what? We did it. We persevered through the evening. Yes. I did something, Sarah did something, and we'll talk about that in just a few minutes.
Yeah.
All right. So, should we play the theme song and get into it?
Oh my gosh. Yes, I totally forgot about that. Totally tell me everything.
We were trying to go slowly until
I got this ready.
Here.
Things we want to share. Things we want to share. Things we want to share.
We went to see Rob Bellinger in concert over at the Dapper Day Expo at Disneyland, and we were yelling out things we want to share, yelling out all these Skywalking jingles. And he said that his orchestra didn't know the themes just yet, but he's going to teach them to his orchestra. So we're gonna do a Skywalking Network live concert.
I hope so. I mean, we have an album.
We do,
right?
Yeah. The only podcast to have an album
that we know of.
Yeah. But he said he was going to teach the fellas the jingles, and that would be so awesome to hear these songs.
That would be awesome. Fun.
So I want to hear him do the Neverland Clubhouse theme.
Oh my gosh.
That is a very full, complex,
great
theme.
Yeah. Okay, well, so Richard, you teased what you did last night. I stayed home and did something else. But we're going to talk about both, but you share what you did first.
All right, so last night I went to go see Hanging with Dr. Z. And this is a show that Dana Gould does. You might know Dana Gould from The Simpsons. He was a writer. He's a great stand-up comic. He's always on the Adam Carolla podcast. Just hilarious. And he's also a big Planet of the Apes fan. He was also on Talking Apes, talking about his book that he had adapted. He adapted Rod Serling's first Planet of the Apes script into a graphic novel, and we had him on the show to talk about that. And he's been doing this YouTube show called Hanging with Dr. Z, where he takes the persona of Dr. Zaius and Johnny Carson. So you have Johnny Carson and Dr. Zaius mixed into one, and there you have Dr. Z. And I think,
is it kind of like a night show where he has a guest on?
Yes. The whole concept of the show is like a Tonight Show or the Joe Franklin show of the 1970s, early 70s. Very campy, very corny. And if you were to say this was from the 1960s or 70s, like, of course it is. He gets that much into it. Wow. And he's in full Dr. Zaius makeup.
Yeah. Should we show a little picture?
Oh, do you have him?
You know what? I have your picture. Is that okay?
Yeah. Share? Oh, yeah. Okay. So he does this show called Hang with Dr. Z. He'll have guests on. They're about 10 or 15 minutes. He banters with the band leader the way Johnny Carson did with Ed McMahon. And it's just that kind of corny comedy. There
he is in his full.
There's Dana Gould as Dr. Zaius, and widen out to see me and Dr. Zaius. There we are.
Oh, look at that.
That was just last night. So now he's doing the show live. So down in downtown LA in the art district, there's a theater called the Dynasty Typewriter.
It's right next to MacArthur Park.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, and don't leave your car unlocked around there. But it's a little 200 plus seat theater. Adam Sandler was just there doing a show. Tig Notaro was just there doing a show. All these big comedians, they just like to do these little intimate private shows, and it's fantastic. And the theater is small and very, very cozy.
So where were you?
I was front and center.
Of course,
front and center. I went with Mark, who was my one-time co-host to Talking Apes. I sat right in front, and I look over, and Mark's like 3 rows behind me. It's like, Rich, I don't want to sit right in front. It's like, no, this is exactly where you want to sit, because I wanted to get pictures, which I did. So 102 of them.
Oh, really?
Yes.
So did Mark sit back there, or did he?
I said, Mark, get over here. Come on, what the hell?
Yeah.
And he finally came over to sit.
As a short person, I love the front row.
Whenever Mark and I go to do something together, we're always sitting separately. I don't know what's up with him, but he sat in front and he enjoyed the show, as did I. Now, I was expecting this to be a live version of the Hanging with Dr. Z show, because a lot of times you'll see these live versions of shows, and they're exactly the same thing as you see on YouTube. But to our surprise, it was a whole different comedic vaudevillian comedy variety show. Oh, and cool. I love a good comedy variety show, and I had a blast. And he came out, did a little monologue to very topical humor. Mm-hmm. And you would think Dr. Zaius, he doesn't do topical humor. He does jokes geared toward Planet of the Apes, but this is an alternate universe.
Okay.
Dr. Zaius.
Okay.
So once again, Johnny Carson, Dr. Zaius into Dr. Z.
So were some of his guests anyone you would know or
would know? So he would do some bits in the beginning, then he'd invite these guests on. Well, 4 comedians. Okay. One of which you would know. His name is Brian Posehn. You know him from the Big Bang Theory.
He's the rocks guy. He's the geologist.
Big giant guy who kind of talks like this.
Yeah.
And then also he was the Uber speeder driver in the very first episode of The Mandalorian. That's where I know him from.
Yeah.
And the other guests, all the guests had pretty much the R-rated comedy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and when I say R-rated, it was more of the kind of stuff you wouldn't say it in front of kids. Like, okay, it's all well and good, but for this right here, I kind of want to hear like pop culture humor.
Okay.
Like when I went to Celebration Zero, before the George Lucas Q&A, Rick Overton came out and did a set of all pop culture humor,
which makes sense.
And his humor is kind of R-rated too, but he diverted to this pop culture PG humor. So that's what I was expecting. So some of the comedy wasn't really to my liking. It's like, okay, I can appreciate that. And a lot of the comedians were new because they had their notepad, they were working stuff out.
Oh wow, okay. Huh.
But still got a lot of chuckles from each of them.
Oh, Courtney says, I love that guy.
Yeah. And afterwards, after the show, I stalked him. I mean, I followed him outside and I got a picture with him. I said, hey, this is Brian Posehn, the tall guy, the geologist. and I said, this is for all my Mandalorian friends. He took the picture and said, okay, stay off the ice, which is what he warned the Mandalorian about, because those big underwater creatures under the ice were always attacking.
Do you have that picture on your phone? I'm gonna show.
Yes, I do.
It's easier to just show our phones, you guys, than like share pictures.
Yeah.
Here we go. Oh, okay. So here he is. You'll recognize him. There we go. Sorry for the backsplash there, but and then oh, he's a very big guy, isn't he?
He is a few inches below 6'7".
Wow.
Because that was one of the questions that Dr. Z had asked him.
And then you also have a picture with him.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because you.
That's like one of the last pictures. There we go. There's me and Brian Hussein.
That's so cute. Aw, nice.
Yeah. So the highlight of the show was Johnny Carson does Karnak the Magnificent.
So is that where he puts like an envelope to his head?
To his turban.
Okay.
And says an answer, opens up the envelope to an absurd question.
Mom and Dad, do you remember that?
But Dr. Z did it, and he had a big Urko helmet.
What?
He had a big Urko helmet.
Did you get pictures of that?
Oh, did I get pictures of that?
I want to see this.
All right, hold on.
Okay.
Here. Hold on, we'll show everybody.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. And meanwhile, while you're looking for that, I'm going to say hello, Kenny Crayley. Hey, Skywalkers. Pierre Kelly has joined us. Evening, everyone. And my mom and probably my dad. But you're not that late. You're like, yeah, maybe 10 minutes. It's okay. Oh, okay. Oh, wow. Ah,
there he is wearing that big, funny, giant Urko helmet.
Wow.
And I couldn't tell you what any of the jokes were because I was so focused on the Urko helmet.
Oh,
look how big that helmet is.
Oh my God.
And I'm obsessed with this helmet because you see it a lot on these guerrilla soldiers, and they're riding into battle, but this top heavy helmet never falls off their head. How does this helmet stay on their head?
Look how top heavy that is.
Look at how big and metallic this is.
Wow, you got some great pictures.
I was as close to him as I am to you.
Look at this. Look at that.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to sit right in front.
Nice.
So that was my favorite bit. And once again, I couldn't tell you if the jokes were because I was so focused on the helmet there. And afterwards, I like to hang around at places because you never know if the person's gonna come out. And after spending 3+ hours in makeup, I thought maybe he's gonna do like a little meet and greet with the fans.
Oh.
And if he is, I want to be right there at first to get his attention.
Right.
And he came out to meet some other friends, and his other friend said, "Hey, get some people waiting for you." It's like, oh, I stepped right in, and he came right over, and he recognized Talking Apes.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because he's been on the show.
Been on the show. He's like, oh, he's there. Thanks for coming. We got a whole bunch of pictures with him. Aww. And Mark has got this new website called the Underexposed Cinematic Treasures, where he asks celebrities and people to give him a movie reference to a really underexposed film.
Right.
So an underseen film. And he asked Tony Gilroy, the creator of Andor, and he got really upset with Mark. He's like, I can't think of anything. I'm really bad at this. I can't think of any good movies that I can refer you to. Like, you're a filmmaker, right? There's not a film. It's like, oh, I wish more people had seen this film.
Even if it's one of your films, you think.
Yeah, exactly. And even Diego Luna gave Mark a good reference.
Oh, fun.
And within like a second, Dr. Z, Dana Gould, said Martin. I think it was a George Romero horror movie.
Oh.
But he got really sincere about it. Like, oh, I know what it is. So this was a very exciting moment for Mark.
Yeah.
So whenever he meets someone, that's what he asks them. And he usually gets a lot of people really thinking about it. And it's more than just, I'm a big fan of yours. I love this, I love that. But it's asking something personal of them.
You know what Mark should do is ask this on video and make little reels.
Oh, yeah.
Did he?
I recorded it.
Okay, well, good.
Yeah.
I
recorded that.
But that would be great. Like if he had just an Instagram of celebrities and whoever, because everyone would be like, oh, I think it should be this. I think it should be this.
And then, so as the evening was winding down, I found one of Dana Gould's assistants. I think it was an assistant. I said, "Hey, I'm with Talking Apes." She's like, "Oh, I remember you." Like,
Oh, okay.
Great. They said,
Nice.
"Yeah, I'd love to have him back on the show. Dana Gould back on the show." It's just like Dana Gould and Dr. Z.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah.
It's like, can I have Dr. Z on
yeah,
the show?
I want to speak to a friend of Dr. Z. You know, that kind of thing.
Yeah. Oh, I see.
Yes.
Oh, cute.
But
Yeah.
and say, yeah, I'd love to have him back on because he's gonna start his new season of Hanging with Dr. Z. I think it just started his season 3. She said, "Oh, he'd love to do that." Like,
oh, great.
Great. Okay, fine. So he'll be on the show once again.
Nice.
On Talking Apes.
Yes.
Yeah. He's one of my favorite guests of Adam Carolla.
Aww.
Boy, the way his mind works is just funny. And if you go to our YouTube channel, the Skywalking Through Neverland YouTube channel, I've got him, Dana Gould, as Dr. Z, who crashed a Planet of the Apes 50th anniversary Q&A panel. And that's one of our most watched videos.
Yeah. And commented on.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Interacted with videos.
Yeah. It's just look up Dana Gould and it'll come right up.
Yeah.
And wow, this guy is so funny. I never knew anyone who could rival Adam Carolla and just the how to conjure something up from like 50 years ago. It's like someone will mention
Robin Williams was really good at that.
Yeah.
Just like put these references.
You mentioned something and it's like, it's like, I haven't heard the theme song to The Courtship of Eddie's Father in 40 years. And right off the top of their head, they're just all singing it. How that memory retention is phenomenal.
Awesome.
So I'll be having a write-up of the whole show coming up next day or so at skywalkingthroughneverland.com.
Awesome.
So there you go, my very brief 18-minute review. So while I was there watching Dr. Z, what were you doing?
I was at home catching up with Star Trek Discovery. So Star Trek Discovery's 5th season, and this is the final season, just started airing on Paramount Plus, and it just started airing a week and a half ago. And it started with 2 episodes. It was a 2-episode premiere. So I am going to share a spoiler from the first episode because once this was revealed, which is the conceit of the entire season, Star Trek storytelling aligned with Star Wars storytelling.
Oh.
Yeah. So I'm just going to share this because this is such a nerdy thing, but I think it's really fun. So as you guys know, throughout The Mandalorian and this season of The Bad Batch, we've been following the story of cloning, right? So Dr. Pershing, he needs to draw blood from Grogu. Dr. Hemlock needs Omega because her blood contains a binder that will allow a Force user to be cloned and maintain that Force ability in the clone. And this all seems to be, and we don't know this, but we're pretty sure that it all seems to be in service of the storyline that's laid out in The Rise of Skywalker, where somehow Palpatine returns. So Palpatine is like obsessed with cloning.
We know how he returns now.
Yeah, exactly. He's obsessed with creating a clone of himself so he can have longevity. What's the term? Longevity. He can live forever.
Yes.
What's the term that means live forever? You are omnipotent? No. No. What is it? Skywalkers, help me out. All right. Oh, okay. Okay. What is it? Immortal. Thank you, Kelly. You'd think we'd realize that because we've been watching vampire shows.
Yes.
All right. So yes, he wants to be immortal. All right. And so it all deals with cloning and all that stuff. Well, at the end of Star Trek Discovery, Season 5, Episode 1, which is called Red Directive, we learn that the crew of Discovery is on a mission to find the source of all humanoid life in our galaxy. And it's the place where a mysterious species called the progenitors had found the ability to create life in their image. And they basically seeded planets in the galaxy with humanoids that all have the same DNA chain, their seed code. And this comes from a Next Generation episode called The Chase. And that is why most species in the Federation, that the Federation encounters, have like the 2 eyes, 2 ears, two arms and everything. And it's not because the TV series needed to put people in makeup and have 2 eyes
Right.
and 2 arms. So it was a way to explain away the
Oh,
fact
that's funny.
that Rick Baker, had to make all these prosthetics on aliens, but all the aliens kind of looked, had 2 eyes and
Did
everything.
Rick Baker do makeup on?
Yeah, he worked on Next Generation.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, a lot. So basically in that episode they realized that like the Klingons and the Romulans and everyone and humans realize that they all have connected sequences in their DNA that can only come from someone intentionally coding them billions of years ago. And so now this season of Discovery takes that little episode of TNG and blows it up and says, okay, well, here is the place where the progenitors found it. But in order to find that place, they have to basically it's an escape room concept. They have to find a puzzle piece here, a puzzle piece here, a puzzle piece here, which they're going to do throughout the season and hopefully find this place before it falls into the wrong hands. Okay, so they don't want it, the Federation is going to take care of this place where they can create life. Whereas if it falls into the wrong hands, let's think Star Wars, like Palpatine, you get bad things happening, like people stealing Force-sensitive beings, like children, to experiment on, or you get the Zillo Beast and all that experimentation. So I just found it interesting that Star Trek and Star Wars are now kind of on this same little path.
It's like a ring theory, the storytelling.
Yeah. It's like, okay, well, Star Trek is trying to keep this ability to create life on the good side. Star Wars has the ability to create life in bad hands already. So the Palpatines, Dr. Hemlock, Dr. Pershing, and the Empire. So
Star Wars and Star Trek have always been the mirror opposite of each other.
Yeah, they really have. And it's fun to hear them describe things in different ways. Like Star Trek is using the terms, DNA sequencing, things like that, seed code, whereas Star Wars is using midichlorians and M count and things. It's all like the same thing. So I thought that was fun, and I really recommend, even if you haven't watched Star Trek Discovery, this is a good season to jump in. It does a really good job of kind of showing who the characters are, and then the whole mystery box of this season is going to be fun, because once again they're going to planets, finding puzzle pieces that will lead them to the place where life is created.
That's what Star Trek have been doing. That's what Dave keeps telling me, that these recent shows will retcon things from the past.
Yes. Oh, it's so fun. Yeah, I love that. So now we have to watch the episode. What is it? The Chase. From the Next Generation, just to kind of update ourselves. So
this is the final season.
Final season of Discovery.
How many seasons have there been?
Well, this is the 5th. So there's been 4.
Okay.
Yeah, there's been 4, and you've watched, I think, the first one with me.
Oh, I think I've
most of them.
Most of them, yeah.
Okay. Well, if you want to watch this one, I can wait for you.
Okay.
You let me know.
Okay.
Cool. So yeah, and that's on Paramount Plus, everyone. So thank you for listening to me and my Star Trek nerdiness. Yay. Although it's still hard for me. No, I can do it. You can do it too. I've seen a couple photos of people going on Hyperspace Mountain and flashing this sign coming down, including Justin in one of our old photos.
Justin Smith
from 2015. Yeah.
See, now for me, this was always like the Millennium Falcon. See how you have the mandibles and you have the cockpit?
Absolutely. Yeah, it is. All you have to do it with your left hand in order for it to work properly, because the cockpit's on the right side. Yeah.
There you go.
Interesting.
I always thought Spock was calling out Han Solo. Hey, see you in the Falcon.
Yes. All right.
So now before we introduce some of our Skywalkers in this Sky Chat with some things to share, let's talk about some of the Skywalking merchandise that just came out.
You may have noticed what we're wearing today.
Over here.
I'll stand up. I have got on this 10th anniversary Skywalking Through Neverland shirt. It is very cute. It's like this the dolman top. But it turned out very well. It's on our TeePublic shop.
I'd be wearing mine, but they sent me the wrong one.
They sent him the wrong size.
Yeah.
They sent him a medium, so I can wear it.
The shirt I got is made out of this kind of like this active wear material.
Yeah, they know.
Which I love these shirts because they never fade.
Yeah.
And it'll be the same Skywalking 10th anniversary design. Then Sarah also, for the first time in 10 years, we've updated our Talking Ape shirts. So now we have Urko. And this was a big hit last night.
Yeah. And you also have a new Talking Apes logo
shirt that you had made.
Yeah, and we're going to be working on some more designs, but right now we also have look at this pillow. It's a pillow and it's our logo, 10th anniversary logo. So cool. And they have mugs. They have
mouse pads. They have banners.
Not mouse pads, but they have buttons. They have little magnets. All things, and you can choose the color behind your design. I kind of liked black because it'll go with different color like leggings and stuff that I have, so that'll be fun. But yeah, it was really fun to do.
Yeah.
And yeah, we're going to be working on more designs. And I should just share. You know what? I'll share this link for the Skywalking Through Neverland anniversary shirt, and I will also share. Whoosh! Here we go. Bam. There we go. I'm sharing it on all our comment boxes.
Yeah, and tomorrow we're going to be working on a new one, which I'm very excited about.
Yeah. A new
maybe tomorrow, shirt. Maybe we'll give a little preview as we go along with the design process.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I have to start designing it.
Yes.
It's for Skywalking, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it'll be super fun. All right, so Courtney and Kelly, if you want to click on that link, go to your Chrome browser, because we're going to talk with them about their Disney cruise that they booked with Small World Vacations. Going to get a fun overview of that. All right. What else did we get? So we got I'm trying to think. Did we just get the pillow and...
The pillow and the shirts.
Just got lipstick on the pillow.
All right. So do they have the...
I did send them the link.
Okay.
Yes, I did. Oh, there we go.
All right. So we're going to add Courtney to the stage. Hey, Courtney.
Hey, guys.
Hi. Cute hair.
Oh, thank you. It's just air dried from work.
Nice. Awesome.
Well, you look nice and relaxed and rested. When did you just get back from your trip?
We got back on Wednesday, the April 10th. So we pulled into port on the 9th, but we didn't get back until the 10th. Because we had to fly to Texas.
Got it.
Yeah.
Hey, Kelly.
Hello.
So which of these cruises did you go on? What was the name of the ship?
So we went on the Disney Magic, which is the first boat in the fleet.
Okay.
Or the first ship in the fleet.
So it's kind of one of the smaller ones, like the Disney Wonder.
Yes.
It's the sister ship to the Disney Wonder.
Wait, if that's small,
I know.
What do you consider big?
I mean,
the Wish is big.
It's twice as big, and the Dream and the Fantasy are just a tiny bit bigger. So,
well,
the Wonder
they're
and the Magic,
longer.
yeah,
I think the Dream
longer.
and the Fantasy are longer. The Wish is big, like taller, and the Wonder and the Magic are small ships.
Wow.
They
But,
carry
you
about
know,
2,000.
They hold a lot of people, and they are beautiful ships. They're still beautiful ships.
Exactly.
Before we get into the nitty gritty of your trip, you did this through Small World Vacations. Like, give them a little shout out there. And what did they do for you for this trip?
Well, Marion is our Small World Vacations travel agent, and she's been with us for the last three or four trips.
Yeah, she did our big Walt Disney World trip too.
Yeah, so she's been with us for a while, and she helped us book this cruise. She also helped us with booking it through our placeholder that we had on the Wonder. So when you go on a cruise, they offer you 10% off your next cruise, plus your $250 off your deposit because you've already paid it towards a next cruise. So she helped us with applying our placeholder to this cruise and helped us figure out all the logistics between Texas and Los Angeles and where we should stay and how we should get there. She's great. I love Marion. She's over at Small World Vacations.
And when you do book through Small World Vacations, they do give you onboard credit. It does depend on how long and how much you paid for your cruise. So but they do offer onboard credit.
Wow.
It's a great perk because we had about $50 just to spend on the ship. No, on whatever we wanted.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Wow. So, how long was your cruise?
It was 5 nights, 6 days, basically.
Yeah, yeah.
That's a good length. I like
It
that.
was
Yeah.
a pretty good length. We had
And
2 days at sea and 2 ports of call. So it was very, very fun.
yeah, it stopped at Progreso, Mexico, which is on the Yucatan Peninsula on one side of Mexico, and then it went to Cozumel, which is, I guess, on the other side of that Mexico peninsula.
Is that more of South Mexico, or is that?
Yeah, they call it the Western Caribbean itinerary.
Yeah, it's like the Gulf of Mexico. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
So then let's go for each of you. Let's share what was your favorite thing to do on the ship, and then we'll talk about off board. So,
But we didn't really go
We didn't go
off
board.
We
Oh.
stayed on the ship, so we didn't go off at all.
okay, wow. So no excursions.
that's
No excursion, you weren't left behind.
No.
Yeah.
No peer running for us.
After that, I'm gonna stay on all ships. Never getting off.
Port days on the ship are amazing because there's nobody on the ship.
Yeah, there's nobody there.
Wow. So yeah, tell us about that. Like, what was that like? And were there characters, or what was there to do
Well-
on the ship during port days?
So on port days, they don't do characters until after everybody's back on the ship, but they do trivias all day long for families and who are not getting off the ship, and also for adults who are not getting off the ship. And they do like family crafts. They do learning to draw classes. So
It's
there's
the
a
best
lo-
time to go to the pool and the slides. There's no lines.
Yeah, and they're
No
always
kids.
playing movies up on the funnel vision outside when you're in the pool. There's also movies in a movie theater that's playing all the time. So we had Elemental, we had Wish, we had the Marvels that we could just go in and sit down and watch anytime we wanted. Really.
So I'm guessing and I'm hoping that you two had just triumphed in trivia.
Oh, we killed it in trivia.
We kind of killed it, and you kind of have
All the medals to prove it.
Oh my god! Did you get them all? How many are there?
There's
So
actually
there's
13.
8.
Wow.
There's 8 ones that are like actually like different.
Yes.
But we did bring home 13. I think we won 15.
Yeah.
So we
Oh
have.
my god! People must have hated you.
Yes, we were getting
they
dirty
mostly
looks
wanted to team up with us.
Okay.
because they
And
didn't
you
want to
could
fight
only have
against us.
Yeah, you only had like a team of 4. So
Okay.
we ended up splitting some medals, and we ended up giving away some medals too. But we have Pluto here.
Oh.
And what contest did you win this one?
I have
Oh,
no idea.
I can't remember what it
I
was.
have no idea.
We won so many of them. I know I won a Walt Disney animation one for the
An
adult.
Imagineering one.
I won an Imagineering one.
This is Minnie. She's Captain Minnie.
Yeah.
Oh,
I won 2 different Disney Tunes ones. Like, yeah.
Now, did they ever want to split you two up? Like Kelly over here, Courtney over there.
No.
No.
I know that's Daisy. I know that
Yeah,
one was
Daisy.
specifically for the Marvel trivia.
Yeah. We had to trade for Goofy because we
Yes.
couldn't find Goofy. So we
Yeah,
had to trade for
they
Goofy.
weren't giving them out at any of the trivia, so I was like, "Hey, I have like 4 Plutos. Can I trade one of them for Goofy?"
Now, Kelly, are all those yours or? are
No,
those-
they're ours.
Okay.
They're ours.
Yeah, we play as a team.
Yeah, we play as a team. We play as Neverland Clubhouse usually.
Yeah.
So this is the ship.
Ooh, that's my favorite. That's
Yeah,
so
this is the ship.
Yeah.
cute. The ship.
So if there's a team of 4, do they
Yeah.
give out 4?
They give
They
out
do.
4 medals.
They give out 4
Oh,
medals.
that's good.
Yeah.
No wonder people wanted to be like,
Yeah.
team.
We have Donald here.
Oh, that's
Mhm.
adorable. Oh my goodness.
And this is I think the last one that's different.
Yeah,
Chip
Chip
and
and
Oh.
Dale.
Don't leave that out if Sarah ever comes by.
Well, I think we have
multiple.
3 of
She can
them, so
have
if you want one.
because we have lots more.
I want one. I want
Yeah.
Chip and Dale.
So what were some of the themes to the trivia shows?
Like I said, there was an Imagineering one. There's Disney Tunes where like you basically listen to music and you name the song and write down what movie it's from. There was Walt Disney Animation one, so it was
There
all
was
about the different movies.
Pixar.
There was Pixar and Marvel. There was a Star Wars one, but it didn't work out to go to that one, or
It
else we would have
overlapped
played that
with some
one.
things.
There was a sidekick trivia. No, we didn't win every trivia, but we definitely won most of them.
Yeah. We made a lot of friends too.
A lot of enemies.
And we made a lot of enemies, and we
did
made a
have
lot of
few
friends.
people that were very upset when they saw us walk into the trivias.
Oh.
We saw a few faces fall.
Oh no.
It was like,
But,
yay! Oh.
and we got to know our entertainment trivia hosts very well.
We got to know them very well, and they got to know us.
Yeah.
That's why we could trade medals, because they knew us. And actually, we played like late night, entertainment
Oh, we
as
also
well.
won. You want to tell them about how we won this?
Yeah, so that was a game called Majority Minds, and you have to guess what the majority of people are going to write down. And yeah, I won that. Well, my team won, so we got hats.
Aw,
How did
that's
that game
cool.
work out?
So what you do is they give you like a question or a theme, and they're like, "What's the most popular movie that you think like that everybody
would write down?"
Everybody would write down, and you would write down Star Wars or whatever, and then
you would run up.
They would collect all of the papers, and the majority answer won. So it didn't matter if you were right or not.
Yeah.
It just mattered how many people said your answer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
But it was just the people in the room. That
Exactly.
Was
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Huh. Okay.
I think I froze.
Yeah,
you
you're
did freeze,
frozen.
but we can still hear you.
Okay.
Maybe
That's
Kelly
okay.
was narcoleptic.
I don't know.
She looks like she's
Sometimes
asleep,
it freezes. Sometimes
Yeah,
it freezes.
that's okay.
yeah, that was our favorite thing, is to basically eat and play trivia.
Yeah.
Nice.
Because food is
and
included on a cruise. So.
the Disney Broadway caliber shows.
Oh my goodness, yeah. And they did Tangled on this cruise. So Magic is basically like Tangled theme. They have a restaurant that celebrates Rapunzel's birthday. So you go to Rapunzel's royal table. Basically, it's her birthday. That's one of your dinners one of the nights, and it's a dinner and a show. But then in the Walt Disney Broadway Theater, they have Tangled the musical. They also had Twice Charmed, which was a Cinderella musical, which I guess Cinderella 3, A Twist in Time, is based off of this musical. So it basically gives Lady Tremaine a fairy godfather, like an evil fairy godfather, and she basically makes a wish that Cinderella never married the prince, and so she tries to stop her from marrying the prince, but they're fated to be together, so they ultimately get together again. But it's this whole show, like an hour show or 45-minute show of them.
Well, the funniest thing is that actually Cinderella gets like shrunk down to the size of a mouse.
Yeah.
So she's actually going through the show with Jacques and Gus.
Yes.
And then they become big, and it's like it's a hilarious little twist on Cinderella. So it was fun.
Yeah. And then since it was a 5-night cruise and they only have 3 shows, which the third one is Dreams, Enchanting Wish or something like that, which was on the Wonder. They had a magician
something like
come on.
Enchanted Classic.
Yeah, Enchanted Classic. Which is kind of a mashup show of like different Disney characters trying to help this little girl on the night before she goes into middle school and she's afraid she's not going to dream anymore, and all that stuff. So they have that show. But on the 4th night, they do usually have a variety act that comes on, and this time it was a magician. So, and I guess he's been on Penn and Teller show before, like on CW, and he's really famous for the tiny plunger that can pick cards.
Yeah.
So he has a twist on the card game where like he can pick your number, but the tiny plunger can pick your number. So yeah. So that was
a good card trick. It was a good card trick. Yeah.
Huh. So I'm just thinking, so how does this ship compare? Now you've been on the Wish.
We've been on the Wish and we've been on the Wonder, which is the sister ship.
Okay, so how did this ship compare? Like, did you like it more, less? Let's see.
The only difference that I can really like pick out, between the Wonder, the Magic, and the Wish is really between the two sister ships and the Wish, because
They're
the
exactly
entertainment, the adult entertainment after dinner is more than just like music or DJ parties, I guess, or like going to get a cocktail at one of the lounges. The Magic and the Wonder had so much more going on after dinner than the Wish did.
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting, because I know we experienced that, because we were on the Wonder, and there was all these like after dinner like shows you could go to the nightclubs, and they had those fun.
Yeah, they still have the games, like that's what Majority Minds was, or
they have Match Your Mate,
and all that, which the Wish did too, but it just felt like it was earlier in the night. It wasn't like later, because like we went to bed at like 11 or 12. But the hard thing about this cruise was we went through daylight savings time in one day, because so one night we had to turn our clocks backward, and then the next night we had to turn them forward again. So that kind of was really hard, just because of where Progresso and Cozumel are in the time zone. So that was really hard.
And we already did the 2-hour time zone jump from California to Texas.
To Houston.
So
you're on a cruise. Time doesn't matter.
Exactly. Time doesn't matter. Except
just let us know when we're gonna get back home.
Well, except when you have to wake up for like different
trivias and stuff.
There you go.
Because we ran into our dinner mates. Like, I think we ran into them on the first day when we set our clocks back.
Yeah.
And
like a day. Like it was the day.
They told us all night long, set your clock back, set your clock back. Before you go to bed, set your clock back. And everybody thought their phones would just do it automatically, because that's what they do on land. Yes. But none of our phones did it automatically.
Because they were on airplane mode.
Yeah, because they're on airplane mode and you're not on Wi-Fi and you don't have service. And Courtney actually like checked like the TV or something. She woke up and she checked the TV to make sure the time changed. But we ran into our dinner mates in line for Pluto, and they were wondering like what time the shops would open, because it was a day at sea, because you can't have the shops open in port. But it was a day at sea, and we were like, oh, it opens in about like 15 minutes. It was like going to be like 9:30, and they looked at their phones, and their phone said like 10:15, and they were like, wait, what? It's already past 9:30. We're like, no, you didn't set your clock back.
Whoops.
I guess the stores be open during port time.
It's something to do with taxes and selling things, and I don't know.
It happens with all of the ships. They can't be open when you're in port, because they want you to go out and buy from the shops.
So they wait until you're out at sea. They open about an hour after you've left port, and then at the day at sea they open in like the morning, and then they're open all day.
Yeah, they're open all day on.
Was the food just amazing?
Amazing! Yeah,
I hate that.
It's all inclusive and it's amazing, and you can order as much as you want, and it's awesome.
We had great restaurants. The Tangled restaurant was so fun. There was a show there. They sang all the Tangled songs. Our other restaurant was Lumiere's, and Lumiere's is like French restaurant themed, but we also had Pirate Night at Lumiere's, because you always have Pirate Night on a Disney ship, and we had fireworks and the show at sea. And then we had Animator's Palette, and that was the last night, and the breakfast in the morning. Animator's Palette.
Wow.
Yeah.
So do you guys have anything that you bought you want to show?
I bought a lot.
Okay. Kelly, if you want to maybe go out and then come back in, so hopefully we can see some things. Okay. Try that.
And then while you're doing that, your mom just chimed in the Sky Chat. If the shops are open at port, they have to charge sales tax for that locale.
And that's right. Yeah, because there's no sales tax on a cruise ship. So if they open up, they have to charge sales tax.
Damn.
Whoa.
That's right. She's right.
Thank you, Norma.
Yeah. Okay.
But I was like, it has something to do with the ports. But yeah, it's
the same thing happened when we were on the Oneater.
I know, right? I want to call it the Oneater.
Yeah.
The Wonder.
They had to close down all the shops.
Yeah. I didn't remember that at all, but we always went to an excursion
Yeah, we had an excursion on the Wish, but that was the only one that we went off the ship for the excursion.
I think she's still.
Yeah, she's trying.
Here, you know what? Figure that out. Well, Kelly,
I'll start.
Yeah. You start. Please start.
Okay. So, every ship has a statue in the atrium of the ship. So, like on the Wonder, it's Ariel. And on the Wish, it's Cinderella. Well, on the Magic, it's Mickey Mouse, and I got a statue of Mickey.
Oh, wow!
Because I have the other statues.
That's cute. Yeah. Aww.
I have the Ariel. Like my goal is to have a statue of every boat that we go on. So it will happen.
Yeah, the Treasure is going to be the new ship next year.
Yeah, and their statue is going to be Jasmine and Aladdin and Carpet. So I really want that one. That's beautiful. The statue. Yeah.
I heard there's also going to be another ship called Heroes and Villains or something.
No, the ship is called Destiny, but it's going to be Heroes and Villains themed. Okay. So I'm hoping that means we get villains on the ship. Because right now, the only villain you can see on the ship that's not in a show or something like that, but is actually out meeting people is Captain Hook on Pirate Night. That's it.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So I'm hoping that means we get more villains involved. But and
just so there's 2 ships coming?
Oh yeah, there's 3 of them coming because there's the Adventure, but it's going to be docked in Singapore.
Oh wow!
In the Asian waters. So
yeah.
But then I got these ears.
Oh, those are beautiful.
It says Disney Cruise Line. And
what is that design on the bow?
It's like the rope. It's like the nautical knot.
Oh, yeah. No, I know. The green rope there.
Yeah. And I got the matching Spirit jersey too.
And Kelly, if you want to just come into Courtney's room and show off your stuff. Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a Spirit jersey.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Spirit jersey. It's got the knots on it too.
What's the front again? That was so pretty.
Oh yeah, it's got the little cruise line symbol on it.
Is it dark blue or is it black?
It's dark navy blue.
Okay, that's so pretty.
Yeah, and then let's see here. Oh, I got the lug bag.
Ooh,
that has a lot of
pockets.
Well, you did some shopping.
I did.
I mean, no sales tax. Come on.
Exactly, right? But it's the little one that could turn into a fanny pack.
Oh, nice.
So, yeah.
Cool.
And then the last thing I got, because me and Joey is Donald and Daisy. So one of them will go to him, but
so now you and Joey, why now is that because you dressed as Donald and Daisy for
Donald's his favorite?
Okay, got it. So
yeah.
Donald and Daisy. Perfect.
Yeah. And that's because we did dress like Donald and Daisy.
I couldn't get to work.
I don't see Kelly.
Kelly got magic specific.
Oh, that's cute.
Is that Goofy as Buzz Lightyear?
No, it's Goofy.
Is he painting?
Yeah, he's painting the back of the ship. So this is how he looks on the back of the ship.
Oh, I see. I see. That's adorable.
He has the paintbrush.
Aw.
And then
I love that.
So yeah, this was one of our gifts in our stateroom. You get a lanyard. We're silver castaway members. So it holds your key to the world card.
Cool. You mean that's not implanted on your body yet?
No. I wish it was. And then they give you like bandanas for Pirate Night.
Awesome.
Wow. Yeah, you must have needed an extra suitcase for all this stuff.
Actually,
we did. It was they gave us a tote.
Oh yeah, they gave us a tote bag because once you're a Castaway Club member, they give you gifts every time you sail. So when you go on your first one, you're not anything, but when you go on your second one, you become silver, and then you're silver up until your 5th cruise, and then after 5, you're gold, and then you get another gift. So.
Yeah. And then there's more after that. I heard, like if you go on like
platinum and pearl.
Yeah.
But they've made it so that to keep your castaway status, you have to go on at least 1 cruise every 2 years.
Yeah. So the Chickafins, I think they're probably close to pearl because they go a lot.
Pearl, I think
we'll have to ask them.
Yeah, it's like pearl is like 25 and above, like more than 25.
But we met like an 11-year-old that'd been on like
14 cruises
14
already.
cruises.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we met a retired cop who was doing a back-to-back cruise.
And then he has a back-to-back cruise booked for Alaska at the end of May, and then has one in September that's going transatlantic. And we were like, please adopt us.
Mom, you hear that? You hear that, Mom? That's the life. Holy cow.
But does this 14-year-old really appreciate these tours, these cruises? I hope so.
She did.
She said she did,
but who knows?
Wow.
That is awesome.
Well, thank you, ladies, for sharing that. That's so exciting. And anyone else in the chat, we're going to put a link to come on up. I think, Glenn, you wanted to share something. So we're going to put the link.
And then I'm hoping we can do a Neverland Clubhouse on the whole entire experience.
We have someone who would like to come on and help discuss it. That was part of our trivia
group.
Yes, that'd be fun.
Yes. So we'll have to coordinate that.
Absolutely. Yay. Well, we're so glad you guys could come on.
Yeah.
And
make us jealous.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks.
Make us really, really jealous.
We'll have to do one soon all together.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that would be fun.
Yeah.
We'll crush the trivia. We'll get even more medals.
Yes.
That's funny.
Nice.
All right. Well,
all right,
thanks,
ladies.
Thanks again.
Yep. Bye-bye. Oops. Oh, hi, Glenn. Oh.
Hello.
On the wrong thing. All right, and now we have Glenn Stein for something to share and our things we want to share.
A week in the waiting.
Lots of things to share. These are the things that I wanted to share last week.
You know, you have a rim light or something?
A light?
Yeah, you're very dark.
Hold on. Yeah, I got.
See you.
That's
a little better.
No,
what you got there?
This is a original art sketch cover by Eric Chen.
Okay.
So somebody drew that. That's not the actual cover.
Nice. With Ghost.
Okay. I finally got that. It took a long time because you can see there's sort of a Spider Gwen label.
Yeah.
The first time I got it, it didn't have that label, which I had paid for. So
yeah.
Do you have your collection displayed somewhere? Yeah, you're always picking up things at conventions.
Yes, it's in boxes. Okay, and then this is a signed comic, graded comic. The very weird thing was I got this book. Now the yellow label here means it has a signature, and you can see here at the top the signature. Okay. Well, I got one first, and there was no signature on the book. It was the yellow label, said it was signed. No signature. It was very weird. But fortunately, I ordered from the company, and it wasn't like I got it book signed and it didn't come back to me.
Okay.
But
now, Glenn, let's make sure, because we only have a few minutes left, so make sure you share like 3 things. So pick your top 3.
And then one thing that I got this weekend, because I went to Huntsville Comic and Pop Culture Expo, I got this original art of Padme Amidala.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. Is that let's see, like on paper?
Like charcoal?
Yeah, is it charcoal or is it
pencil?
I think it's just pencil on paper. I don't know. I didn't think that. I wasn't thinking about that.
That's beautiful.
That's an original?
That's an original by Madison Thames.
Nice. That's beautiful. What scene is that when she's I think
this is the nightgown scene.
Yes.
From Attack of the Clones. Yeah, I mean the thing is looking at this picture, I didn't even realize that there's nothing that really identifies this as being Star Wars. It's just the hair is so distinct and unique to that scene.
Yeah.
That I look at it and think Star Wars.
Absolutely.
It's after Anakin and Padme had a little fun that night.
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe so.
Norma, Mom says that is a gorgeous drawing.
You got that at what convention?
The Huntsville Comic and Pop Culture Expo.
Oh.
That was in Huntsville. They had Vanessa Marshall and Taylor Gray were there. I got Cad Bane, Dorian Kingi's autograph, or whatever his name was.
Yeah.
And then this is just something that came today. It's the first Omega cover.
What?
Omega on the cover of Star Wars Obi-Wan.
Huh.
It's the Women's History Month variant.
Oh.
So this is the first time Omega's been on a cover. They had a Bad Batch cover when they did the Lucasfilm 50th, but Omega wasn't on that. So I believe this is the Omega's first cover appearance.
Now, so do comics? Omega's not in that comic, right? They just
no, they just do variant. Like there's a bunch of. They're currently doing Rebels 10th anniversary, so there's a Thrawn on Star Wars, even though there actually is a Star Wars Thrawn Alliances comic running right now. And then they have an Ahsoka from Women's History Month. That's another, and she's not in Star Wars: The High Republic.
Okay, no.
They're doing characters. They do these. I mean, a lot of the covers, variants are, the people that are in the book. But if they do like Women's History Month, or Rebels 10th anniversary, or Clone Wars 15th anniversary, or whatever, then anybody could be on the cover. Like the Grogu and the Mandalorian's first cover was a Star Wars Darth Vader.
Okay.
But it was like the 50th and Lucasfilm 50th anniversary. They did like a cover for every movie and every television show and lots of other things. And they've done lots of series. Like they had like year-long ones with like Star Wars. The first young thing they did is Star Wars, and they had like a different Star Wars cover every week. So they had like 50 for the year.
Right.
They just sort of slowly told the movie in scenes.
Yeah.
Nice. How many of those do you have?
Oh, I have like 6 or 7 individual books, but then they had a book at the end that had them all.
Oh, perfect.
I only buy the scenes that are like, Luke Skywalker on speeder bike, because I have that costume, or ones that have Padme in them, which of course she wasn't in any of the original movies. But they're doing Phantom Menace covers coming up. First one hasn't come out yet, I don't think, but I certainly don't have it yet. And
is it a Phantom Menace comic?
There actually is going to be a Phantom Menace 25th anniversary comic, but they're also doing 25th anniversary covers on other books as well.
That's weird.
Kind of like misleading, yes, false advertising. But I suppose if you know the comic,
I mean, it can be if you're picking up for the cover. Like I collect comics for the covers mostly, so I don't really care. I mean, most of the books I get I still read anyway. Certainly the Star Wars books I read.
Okay.
A lot of the DC books I get one-offs. I don't read them because I don't have any idea what's going on.
That's unlike you.
I'm getting like Catwoman covers, and she's on an issue of, Batman something, and it's like I have no idea what's going on in the story.
Do you have a list of a catalog of all your comics?
Yes. And I have it in my art print, and it failed me. I got this print. I looked at my Excel sheet to see if I'd had anything from this artist. This is by the same artist who did the original. This is the print that I already had, because the print I got this time I got it signed. This one isn't signed. So I have an extra of this print of Padme Amidala in the lake dress. It's very nice.
That's beautiful, yeah.
So, but I tried to check on my Excel sheet on my phone when I was at the con, and it failed me. It did not find her on the spreadsheet.
Uh-oh.
And then I went to put it away. It's like, oh wait, here it is.
So you have an Excel spreadsheet for your comics and your prints and your whole collection?
What?
You have an Excel spreadsheet for your comics and your prints, and what else do you have on your spreadsheet? What are the categories?
I mean, that's the main things I have. I have some things on parallels of cards that I have and which ones I need, but it's not necessarily up to date. Those are the main things that I might see and think that I have and don't have, and I'm not sure whether or not I have it. Although this is the first time I think it failed on an art print. But on comics, I always go, oh, I don't have that. That's a nice cover. I would have bought that. And then I get home, it's like, oh, I did buy that.
Well, Richard, that's like you. You had to bring around
a piece of paper.
Yeah, you had a piece of paper with all your figures.
What figures I needed, Star Wars Insider.
And I have checklists too of like what cards I need and what like issues of Star Wars Insider I need, and things like that. I have lots and lots of lists. Lists of what comics I've ordered. Like for instance, like last week, I ordered the John Jackson Miller book.
Yeah.
And then on Wednesday, it came on Tuesday. On Wednesday, I realized that I had already ordered it from my comic book, from my discount comic book service. I monthly order.
Yeah.
So I had to return.
You need a whole new Excel spreadsheet on things you've ordered.
Well, it was not. That was separate. Normally I don't order the books with my comics, but it was a good discount, and I was like, oh, I don't necessarily need to get that today. It comes out, because I was like months behind on the Inquisitor book, and this book also isn't like High Republic, so it doesn't matter if you're
Right.
You know, it's
Rise of the Red Blade. That's the Inquisitor one, right?
Yeah,
that was good. I really liked that one.
Yeah, and that's why I think Barris of Elfie is going to die.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. All right.
We'll find out in a couple weeks.
We will find out.
Yeah, May the 4th.
All right. Well, thank you.
That's all I got for today.
Yeah.
This little wall scroll.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah. We've seen that
today.
That's great.
That's awesome.
So did you have all these framed? Some of these your past prints?
Most of my stuff. Hold on. Is in.
Don't say in a box.
These are Toyo portfolios. Yeah, it's in boxes and stuff like that. So there's other things. This is an original by. I forget. It says it's a name similar to Bansky. It's not Bansky. It's like Banky or something.
Woloski.
And then other originals. And this is a print, but it's got gold leaf on it, I think.
Yeah.
Here.
I sense a theme here.
This is another original. And then see, that's it. Yeah, that's my other copy of the print. The sign now.
If Natalie Portman ever comes over to your home, I would hide this stuff for a bit and reveal it, a little at a time.
Well, most of us, well, in that regard, it's the mess that would be off-putting rather than the fact that all the things that are in boxes and albums. Hey, if you want, I'll send you those two spreadsheets, and you can just go crazy and look and see.
Awesome.
I love organization. I love it. I love efficiency. Thank you, Glenn. So come on back when you have more things to share. It's always fun looking at your collection.
Yes. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
All right. With that will wrap up episode 9 of Things We Want to Share. See you next week where we're going to talk a little bit about Star Wars Night.
Yay. That'll be super fun. And if you happen to be at Disneyland on April 18th, is that what it is?
Yes, April 18th.
Yeah.
This Thursday. Come on. Yeah, let us know. We'll do a big meetup.
Yeah.
Talk a little bit about it on the next episode of Things We Want to Share and Skywalking Through Neverland.
Yeah.
And this week's show, we're going to talk to Marcus Gonzalez. He is back, and he is the one who designed all those great Star Wars and the popcorn buckets, as well as the Pixar popcorn buckets. And now he's over at Universal, and now everyone wants this guy.
Yeah, he's at the Zinc group, so he's working at,
And his big claim to fame right now is that Dune popcorn bucket.
The Dune 2 popcorn bucket of the worms.
Yes. So
yay.
That'll be coming this week on Skywalking Through Neverland.
Yay. Bye-bye, everyone.
All right. Later days.
Yay.
Share.